Hoo! Hoo! Oh, what's going on there? Didn't see you there. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Leo Rydell, and I'm here from Geekly Goods to talk about Cobra Kai today. But before we dive into that review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel for videos on the latest in movies, TV shows with a sprinkle of anime and gaming, everybody. Now, it's time to review Cobra Kai, and there are a lot of things that worked this season, and that's what I'm going to start out with. What worked? Of course, Johnny and Daniel. That rivalry is still there, but we do get to see some development in those characters, and we get to see them work together through this season. We saw it in the trailer, and I won't spoil why, but we got to actually see them working together and both characters developing, especially Johnny in this season. We get to see him make some good decisions that really help his character at the end of the season, and I just love these two guys on camera together. The two actors, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, they just work together so well. You could tell they have that Karate Kid rivalry still boiling within them. So I love that they come together in this season a little bit more often, and that the rivalry is still there, but they still can really look past those differences that they have to work together. And of course, the students get some development too. You know, Miguel, Sam, Hawk, Tori, Dimitri. We really do follow students that get some development, but unfortunately, Aisha's not back this season, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But I do love following the second generation Karate Kid that we've been introduced to in those characters. And we do know from trailers that Miguel wakes up, but I won't spoil too far past that, but he does wake up. So great character development this season. We also even get a little bit of backstory on John Kreese. Now, I won't go too far into that, but we do get to see who he was in his past, and I love that they put that in the show. Gave us a little bit of a lens into his character. I was a little mixed about it until I actually thought about bigger picture and what it does for his character. And I like getting a little bit of transparency there and seeing exactly who he is and why he's the way he is, which I will move into him next. Our guy, John Kreese, he is a horrible villain. I mean, just a maniacal guy, and it's not over the top, it's not super villainous, but what I like about him is he teaches these kids to be ruthless. These Cobra Kai students that Johnny said to, you know, show mercy. He does not say that. Show no mercy, go all the way, and even start crap if you have to. Strike first and strike hard also applies to other things in his dojo. So he is just the roadblock between Johnny and Daniel becoming the best duo that they could. He's really the roadblock between development for so many characters. He gets in people's heads. He's pretty maniacal and smart and cunning, and we get to see that this season, and I really enjoy getting to explore John Kreese's character even more. Of course, there's cool 80s music in this, and it brings back some great references. Now, in the trailers, we do figure out that Daniel goes to Okinawa, and I love that there's a couple episodes in the middle where he goes, and I love that entire arc of him going there. There are some really cherishable moments, and I don't want to spoil them, but one of the moments that we do know in the trailer is that Chozen returns. He is the villain kind of Johnny guy from Cobra Kai 2, and there are really good moments and characters to return for both Johnny and Daniel. So I love getting to see that interaction and those cool twists and turns. This show does such a fantastic job of incorporating its original nostalgia, and that just continues here by sprinkling clips of Karate Kid into the show. But what the show does well this season is it also sprinkles in some moments from past seasons, and I love that. It does such a great job of incorporating its original material. I just gotta say, it is applause for this show. There are a lot of shows that cannot do that well, Saved by the Bell, but this does it so wonderfully, and it just sprinkles it in little moments where characters are really remembering something and realizing something. And what this show has introduced to us, aka Johnny's perspective, really just puts such a, how can I say it? It just really brings so much development and so much transparency to that character, and I appreciate it. So the nostalgia in the show is just fantastic as well. Now let me get to a couple things that didn't work, and one thing that I was very disappointed in is no Aisha. there's no Aisha in the season, and I thought she was such a cool and strong character in the first couple seasons, and she was like a pillar for Sam and her character, and unfortunately, she's not in this season. Now, we figured this out in, late 2019, early 2020, when Netflix acquired Cobra Kai. It's unfortunate that she's not in this next season, but the showrunners did say she could return, so let's hope, fingers crossed. And one thing that maybe I will put on the fence of working and didn't work was some of the fight choreography, and we know Cobra Kai, the fight choreography is not the best, but there were some scenes where I was just like, okay, it's a little hokey. There's like a warehouse scene where Johnny and Daniel fight these guys, and like, you love it for the nostalgia of Karate Kid, but you're like, okay, I know I've seen better fight choreography than this. But again, I know that's not the center and the heart of the show, but that was just one thing that I was like, okay, if I could change one thing, it'd be a little bit better fight choreography. Also, I would say probably in the middle of the series, and this happens with most Netflix shows and most shows in general, there are some slight dips in the story here and there where I feel myself a little bit bored and wish things would pick up a little bit more. But again, that happens with most shows, and I would say probably at the 7 or 8 episode mark, it's kind of like, okay, let's pick this back up, but it does a fantastic job of ramping back up and has such a heartfelt finale that you will really look over that dip in the show. There are so many heartfelt moments in Cobra Kai. I almost called it Karate Kid, but in Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai is just one of those series that's just full of heart, and it just keeps bringing it this season. And there are so many good qualities about this season that I can barely think of any bad ones, you all. Now, if I had to give this season a rating for Cobra Kai, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a fantastic season, and I'm just looking forward to what's coming up next. They've got 5 seasons planned supposedly, but I don't know. I almost feel like this could be a penultimate season, but I could see 5 seasons, I could see 6, 7, but I know they have a plan for 5, and 5 will probably be a good closing on this chapter. But you all let me know what your thoughts are on Cobra Kai. How do you like the series so far? Are you looking forward to season 3? Have you seen it already? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments as usual, and hit that subscribe button for your boy Leo Rydell for movies on the latest and for videos on the latest in movies, TV shows with a sprinkle of anime and gaming, everybody. And we will see you next time on Geekly Goods.